Welcome to the Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst Associate PL300 Question Bank Series. In this video, I've got 10 exam-style practice questions lined up for you, covering the kind of Power Query data preparation, data modeling, DAX measures and time intelligence, report visualization, and analytics scenarios you'll see on the real PL300 exam. Each question comes with the correct answer and a full explanation, including why the wrong options are wrong. Here's how to get the most out of this. When a question appears, pause the video, pick your answer, then hit play to check yourself. Ready? Let's dive in. Question 41. Visualize and analyze the data. For Coral Bay Swimwear's Regional Performance Report, the analyst wants users on a sales summary page to be able to right-click a specific region's data point and jump to a region detail page that is automatically filtered to just that region, while unrelated visuals on the detail page, like a company-wide benchmark card, remain unaffected by the past filter. Which feature and which specific configuration on the target page achieves this? Option A, bookmarks. Create one bookmark per region and manually assign each to a button. Option B, drill-through. Add region as a drill-through filter field on the region detail page and keep the benchmark visuals fields unrelated to region so it isn't affected by the past filter. Option C, cross-report drill-through only, which requires two separate .pbix files. Option D, row-level security roles, one per region. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is B, drill-through. Add region as a drill-through filter field on the region detail page and keep the benchmark visuals fields unrelated to region so it isn't affected by the past filter. Here's why. Configuring region as a drill-through field on the region detail page enables right-click drill-through from a data point on the sales summary page, automatically filtering the detail page to that specific region. Visuals on the detail page that don't use the region field in their own fields/filters, like an unrelated company-wide benchmark, are not implicitly filtered by it. Now, why the others are wrong? A, bookmarks would require manually creating and maintaining one bookmark per region and corresponding buttons, which does not scale and isn't triggered by right-clicking a specific data point the way drill-through is. C, drill-through works within a single report, same .pbix by default. Cross-report drill-through is an additional, separate capability for jumping between different reports, not a requirement for basic same-report drill-through. D, row-level security controls, which data rows a given user identity can see based on login, entirely unrelated to enabling an interactive right-click navigation experience for all users. Question 42. Visualize and analyze the data. A stakeholder at Fern Gully Organics wants to export a table visuals underlying data from the published Power BI report to an Excel file for further offline analysis. But the analyst is concerned about controlling this at a granular level for sensitive cost margin data. Which capability should the analyst review and configure? Option A, the Analyze in Excel feature, which cannot be disabled under any circumstance. Option B, data category settings on the cost margin column. Option C, the report/visual level export data settings available in the Power BI Service Admin portal and per report/visual options, which can restrict whether underlying data, summarized data, or no export is allowed. Option D, the report's theme JSON file. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is C, the report/visual level export data settings, available in the Power BI Service Admin portal and per report/visual options, which can restrict whether underlying data, summarized data, or no export is allowed. Here's why. Power BI provides export controls at the tenant/admin level and can be constrained per report, governing whether users can export underlying data, only summarized data, or nothing at all from visuals. This is the correct control point for managing sensitive data export like cost margins. Now, why the others are wrong? A. Export-related capabilities, including Analyze in Excel and Visual Data Export, can be governed and restricted through tenant settings and permissions. They are not permanently unrestrictable. B. Data category, like address or city, governs how a column is interpreted for mapping/geography features. It has no bearing on export permissions. D. A report's theme JSON controls visual styling, colors, fonts. It has no effect on data export permissions. Question 43. Visualize and analyze the data. An analyst preparing a Power BI report for Trestle Bakery Supply for a client with visual impairments needs to ensure a screen reader announces meaningful descriptions of each chart's purpose, and that report elements can be navigated in a logical order using the keyboard alone. Which two accessibility features should the analyst configure? Option A. A dark theme applied to the whole report. Option B. Alt text on each visual, describing its content, purpose, and tab order configured in the selection pane for each visual page. Option C. Increasing the font size of all titles to 40 point. Option D. Enabling Q&A on every page. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is B. Alt text on each visual, describing its content, purpose, and tab order configured in the selection pane for each visual page. Here's why. Alt text, set per visual in the Format pane under General, Alt text, gives screen readers a meaningful description of a visual's content and purpose, while the tab order setting in the Selection pane controls the sequence in which elements receive keyboard focus, letting keyboard-only users navigate the page in a logical, predictable order. Both are core Power BI accessibility features. Now, why the others are wrong? A. A dark theme changes visual color styling for sighted users' preference or contrast, but does not provide screen reader descriptions or control keyboard navigation order. C. Larger font size can help some low-vision users but does not, by itself, provide screen reader alt text or establish a logical keyboard tab order across visuals. D. Enabling Q&A adds a natural language query visual, which is unrelated to configuring alt text or tab order for existing visuals. Question 44. Visualize and analyze the data. Riverton Grocer's operations manager wants a live dashboard tile that automatically requeries the underlying DirectQuery data source and refreshes the visual every 30 seconds while the report is open, without the user manually hitting refresh, to monitor in-progress checkout transaction counts. Which feature should the analyst configure on the report page/visual? Option A. A subscription email sent every 30 seconds. Option B. Scheduled refresh set to run once daily. Option C. Automatic page refresh, setting the refresh interval, e.g. 30 seconds, on the page, subject to the applicable minimum interval and capacity.workwes's settings. Option D. Bookmarks configured to autoplay in a slideshow. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is C. Automatic page refresh, setting the refresh interval, e.g. 30 seconds, on the page, subject to the applicable minimum interval and capacity workspace settings. Here's why. Automatic page refresh, configured in the Format pane at the page level, lets a page requery the data, commonly used with direct query sources, at a defined interval, subject to minimum interval limits set by capacity/admin.weather settings, enabling a near-live monitoring experience like a checkout transaction counter without manual refresh clicks. Now, why the others are wrong. A. Subscriptions send periodic snapshot emails/notifications of a report or dashboard. They don't refresh a currently open report visual in real time, and a 30-second email cadence is not a supported subscription pattern. B. Scheduled refresh reloads the underlying import mode semantic model on a schedule, at most a limited number of times per day on typical licensing. It is not designed for continuous, sub-minute live updates while a report is open, and doesn't apply the same way to DirectQuery live querying. D. Bookmarks with a slideshow/autoplay feature cycle through saved bookmark states. That is unrelated to requerying live data at a set interval. Question 45. Visualize and analyze the data. Looking at a sales by month line chart for quill feather books, the analyst notices July's total dropped sharply from June and wants a fast, built-in way to have Power BI suggest possible contributing factors, such as a category or region that changed the most, without manually slicing the data dozens of ways. Which built-in feature should be used? Option A. Publish to web. Option B. Format pane, data colors. Option C. The selection pane's reorder arrows. Option D. The Analyze feature's Explain the Decrease or Explain the Increase option, right-clicked on the data point. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is D. The Analyze feature's Explain the Decrease or Explain the Increase option, right-clicked on the data point. Here's why. Right-clicking a data point and choosing Analyze, Explain the Decrease, the option label adapts to whether the value went up or down, automatically analyzes other fields in the model to surface categories/dimensions that most contributed to the change, without manual slicing. Now, why the others are wrong. A. Publish to web generates a publicly embeddable version of a report. It has nothing to do with explaining a change in a data point. B. Data colors in the format pane control the visual's color styling only. They provide no analytical insight into causes of a change. C. The selection pane's reorder arrows control the stacking, layering order of visuals on the canvas, unrelated to root cause analysis of a data change. If you find this review helpful, please continue, and you may also want to get the complete set, all 360 exam-style questions with full explanations across every core Power BI knowledge area are available in my Udemy course, Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst Associate, PL300, Complete Exam Preparation and Practice Question Bank. The link is in the description below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video, where I'll walk you through 10 more questions. Let's continue with the next question. Question 46. Visualize and analyze the data. An analyst at Hemlock & Company wants to understand which customer attributes, like membership tier, region, or average order frequency, are most strongly associated with customer churn, letting the tool automatically rank the influencing factors rather than the analyst hand-picking and testing each attribute in a slicer one at a time. Which Power BI AI visual is purpose-built for this? Option A. A basic pie chart of churn by region only. Option B. Key influencers visual. Option C. A gauge visual. Option D. A ribbon chart. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is B. Key influencers visual. Here's why. The key influencer's visual automatically analyzes the dataset and ranks which factors most influence a selected outcome, such as churned equals true, showing the relative impact of attributes like membership tier or region without the analyst manually testing each one. Now, why the others are wrong? A. A pie chart of churn by region only shows one dimension's breakdown of churn and requires the analyst to already know region matters. It does not automatically discover or rank multiple influencing factors. C. A gauge visual shows a single value against a target range. It has no analytical capability to identify influencing factors. D. A ribbon chart shows ranking changes across categories over time. It does not perform automated statistical analysis of influencing factors on an outcome. Question 47. Visualize and analyze the data. A regional sales manager at Copper Kettle Kitchenware wants to explore, starting from total profit, which dimension, product category, then store region, then salesperson, contributes most to variance, drilling down interactively one level at a time and letting Power BI suggest the next most impactful branch automatically at each step. Which visual best supports this specific exploratory AI-assisted drill path? Option A. A stacked column chart with 3 fields on the axis. Option B. Decomposition tree visual with total profit as the analyzed measure and category, region, and salesperson added to the explain by fields. Option C. A basic slicer for each of the 3 fields. Option D. A card visual showing total profit only. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is B. Decomposition tree visual with total profit as the analyzed measure and category, region, and salesperson added to the explain by fields. Here's why. The decomposition tree visual lets users add a measure, total profit, and a set of explain by dimension fields, then interactively expand each branch either manually or by choosing AI splits to let Power BI automatically pick the next dimension that contributes most to the variance, matching this exact exploratory AI-assisted breakdown scenario. Now, why the others are wrong? A. A stacked column chart with 3 fields on the axis shows a static combined breakdown, but does not offer an interactive AI-suggested drill path one dimension at a time. C. Separate slicers let a user filter each field independently, but do not provide a guided, automatically ranked breakdown of which dimension explains the most variance at each step. D. A single card visual only displays one aggregated number. It offers no breakdown or drill capability at all. Question 48. Visualize and analyze the data. A daily sales volume line chart for Anchor Point Marine Supply generally trends steadily, but the analyst wants Power BI to automatically flag unusual daily spikes or dips that deviate significantly from the expected pattern, along with a plausible explanation where available directly within the visual. Which feature should be applied to the line chart? Option A. A reference line fixed at the overall average. Option B. Forecasting only, with no anomaly component. Option C. Anomaly detection, enabled from the visual's analytics pane on a line chart. Option D. Top N filtering on the sales volume field. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is C. Anomaly detection, enabled from the visual's analytics pane on a line chart. Here's why. Power BI's anomaly detection, available in the analytics pane for line charts, automatically identifies data points that deviate significantly from expected patterns using statistical modeling and can show contributing explanatory factors for flagged anomalies when they're available in the model. Now, why the others are wrong? A. A static reference line at the overall average is a fixed visual marker for comparison. It does not dynamically flag statistically unusual points or provide explanations. B. Forecasting projects future values based on historical trend and seasonality. It does not identify unusual historical spikes, dips as anomalies in the existing data. D. Top N filtering restricts the visual to only the highest or lowest N values. It does not analyze the data for statistical anomalies or provide contributing factor explanations. Question 49. Manage and secure Power BI. At Ironclad Hardware, a workspace named Retail Analytics has several users assigned different roles. A user assigned the viewer role needs to be able to open reports and dashboards, but must not be able to edit reports, add new members, or publish updated .pbix files. Which workspace role satisfies this exactly, and what distinguishes it from the contributor role? Option A. Member should be used, since member is identical to viewer in every respect. Option B. Contributor should be used instead, since contributor is the most restrictive role available. Option C. Admin should be used, since only admins can view reports at all. Option D. Viewer is correct. Viewer can only view and interact with, filter, slice, published content, while contributor can additionally publish, edit, and delete content within the workspace, but cannot manage workspace access like an admin can. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is D. Viewer is correct. Viewer can only view and interact with, filter, slice, published content, while contributor can additionally publish, edit, and delete content within the workspace, but cannot manage workspace access like an admin can. Here's why. The viewer role allows users to view and interact with, for example, filter, slice, published reports and dashboards without being able to edit or publish content or manage workspace membership. Contributor goes further, allowing users to create, edit, publish, and delete content within the workspace, datasets, reports, data flows, but without the ability to manage workspace access/topics, which is reserved for admin and, for some settings, member. Now, why the others are wrong? A. Member and viewer are distinct roles. Member has broader permissions than viewer, including managing some workspace aspects and adding certain content, so they are not identical. B. Contributor is a more permissive role than viewer. It allows editing and publishing content, so it is not the most restrictive option and would grant more access than required here. C. Admin is the most privileged workspace role, controlling workspace settings and membership in addition to content. Viewing reports does not require admin-level access, and restricting a user to admin would grant far more permission than intended. Question 50. Manage and secure Power BI. The BI team at Wayfair Outfitters has finished building a set of interconnected reports and dashboards in a workspace, and now wants to distribute a curated, read-only, easily navigable bundle of this content to the broader sales organization, hundreds of users, without giving them direct access to the underlying workspace or its editing capabilities. What is the most appropriate distribution method? Option A. Give every sales employee the contributor role on the workspace. Option B. Email a copy of the .pbix files to each employee. Option C. Publish the reports to the web using Publish to Web. Option D. Publish a Power BI app from the workspace and install the app with the sales organization via distribution list, security group, or the org's app content list. Take a moment and make your choice. The correct answer is D. Publish a Power BI app from the workspace and install the app with the sales organization via distribution list, security group, or the org's app content list. Here's why. A Power BI app packages selected reports, dashboards from a workspace into a curated, easily navigable read-only experience that can be distributed to large audiences via security groups, distribution lists, or the organizational app catalog without granting direct workspace access or editing rights, which is the intended pattern for broad internal distribution. Now, why the others are wrong? A. Adding hundreds of sales employees as contributors would give them workspace editing rights and workspace access far beyond what a read-only, curated distribution requires and does not provide a curated navigation experience. B. Emailing .pbix files distributes disconnected static copies or requires Power BI Desktop to open with no centralized refresh, security, or version control, and is not a scalable or supported distribution method for hundreds of users. C. Publish to web makes a report publicly accessible on the internet with no authentication or access control, which is inappropriate and risky for internal business content. It is intended for content the organization is fine with anyone on the internet seeing. And that's a wrap on this video. Nice work getting through those 10 questions. If this helped, you're going to want the complete set, all 360 exam-style questions, with full explanations across every core Power BI knowledge area are available in my Udemy course, Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst Associate, PL 300, Complete Exam Preparation and Practice Question Bank. The link is in the description below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video, where I'll walk you through 10 more questions. See you in the next video.